Oh, wow. Okay, I think that's working. Oh boy, it's gonna get... Okay, I'll turn that off. Turn down Ridge Racer. I need to mute myself too. Okay. Hi everyone who might be tuning in. I need to turn Ridge Racer down even more. I'm designing a thing. I won't say what the thing is because that's way funnier. Not funnier. It's like I've been trying to pretend that this should be a secret, and it definitely isn't still, but you know, you can figure it out with context clues. Right now, though, I'm trying to figure out op-amp and OTA units, which is not fun. Okay, so you've got U4 there. You got U7 there. Then we got U9, U7. U4C. That's correct for U4. U9, U7. I think this should be U7. This should also be U7. And then these are both U12. And then that's U9. But on this, that's U7. So this should be U9. Which I think should be okay. Cool. Now, I think this won't goof anything horribly. Okay. Save. Do I have any errors? Ah, multiple footprints found for loads of things. Oh, wonderful. I'm also eating chips and hummus right now, so. Hope you're okay with that. Whoa. Tossing my browser. I got two monitors here. There's like one here and like one here. So, yeah. Okay, this is, what the fuck? Why can't I, oh, right, I'm here. Okay. U1, U4, U5, U11. Oh, right, because there's multiple footprints here. U1, U4, U5, U11. So, just get rid of some of these. U4, U5, U11, U1. Update. U4 pad 1516 not found in that. Uh-oh. What? I deleted the wrong U4. I was supposed to keep that one. Where's the other U4? That's U1. That U4. That's the imposter. Update. Only 2 errors. That's right, because I expecting those. I should probably fix those, actually. You know what? For now, I'll fix those like this. I don't like having errors on import. We'll put those in later again, maybe. Let's just have some aesthetic things. Okay, so we should have like 11 op amps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Let me count these again. 4, 8, 12. So we're at 12. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 plus 12, 24, 36, 40, 44, 11 op amps. So I've also goofed something there, apparently. I might have found it, though. What happens if I just go like this? Save. Annotate. Oh, wait. Oh, don't do that. Command. Okay, there we go. We fixed that, I think. Oh, hi there, Amy and Jen. Am I sure that that's enough op amps? No, I just added 4. There's an unused one as well. So, it's a fucking lot. Basically, right now I'm doing the kind of maths for, like, what goes to what. So, like, if I show you a snippet of the schematic here. What? Oh, come on. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the full schematic, but, like, for, like, my VCA sections, I've got 4 op amps per VCA. And I'm, like, trying to figure out how to split that between chips. Because then, if I go to, like, my filter cores, it's pretty cleanly 4 for the filter core and then 1 OTA, which is good. But then there's actually a third OTA for the resonance control. So then, that means, okay, I've got the other OTA, which is for the VCA. So now I've got 4 OTAs. That's good. That's 2 chips. But then I got to decide, okay, so these 4 are on 1 chip. And then I guess I'll do 2 of these on this chip. And then 2 of these on the other chip. So then that's 2 quad chips kind of near that core. Because the current sources, like, so this, like, current source bit for the resonance. And the current source bit for the VCA. I want those to be on their own, like, 1 unit because they're basically identical. So I'm going to kind of clone those. And then the cutoff control for the filters is going to be entirely separate because it's cleanly 1 chip and it kind of needs to be, like, near all the control stuff. So it's also got this little match transistor thingy going on. So that was the current plan. And right now what I have to do is I kind of have to just manually go through and reassign and be like, okay, this chip is this chip is this, blah, 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 blah. So, like, for example, I could highlight everything here. I'm not going to do that, actually. Like, if I start at the M core, you've got U7, A, and C. That's for U7, which is right here. The M core is on this side, so I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to actually just move all these guys out of the way. Whomp. So, that's U7. That's the first part of this filter core. I'm going to need the one for this filter core's VCA and resonance VCA, so that'll be that. So that's U4 in this case. So U7 and 4 are the ones for this guy. So now we've got CV resonance and CV input. Then I'm going to want this chip, which is 8, U8. So 8, 8. That's 3. That's wrong. That's 3. That's also wrong. So I need to correct that, which is really annoying. This is the like boring part. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna stream. This is the boring part because this is not like the fun like routing the circuit board. This is the positioning part, which is actually what you spend most of the time doing when you're doing this. Right. That's not right. I'll make this U3. So I'm gonna do this logically. So U1 is you know what? I might need to write this down. Actually, that would be helpful because I wasn't writing stuff down. And I was getting confused, and now I'm gonna write stuff down. So I've got a cool little thingy here. Ooh, circuit board notebook. There's loads of like old ideas and stuff in here, and I used to sketch stuff out before. Like, there's my like VCO, LFO concepts, and like some fucking equalizer math for that graphic EQ I was working on. My delay I want to do at some point. Whoa, I can't even fucking position that right. All sorts of good stuff. But it's also just a good scratch pad for this kind of thing. I was already using it because I was trying to like position some things in an equilateral triangle. Oh, let me show you what this actually looks like as well. 3D viewer, which majority of my time so far is spent just aligning these things, but everything here is like on a nice fucking like grid now, and all in the right places. And it should look good against the panel. Inevitably, I'll need to do some reconfiguring, but just how the cookie crumbles. Anyways, I'm gonna write stuff down. So, going back through the schematic, I'm going to full screen. So this is my schematic. I've got these in hierarchical sheets. So every block is one thing. I could probably divide this further by separating out some of the CV control stuff into its own thing, because this is a fucking trip, and like the phase flip and all that jazz would maybe make more sense. But I'm not going to do that because this looks fine. So, all right, let's just go down the list, because there's like 20, or there's 12 op amps in this, 11 op amps. So it is. So U1 is going to be MS encode. And I would say that is hunky-dory right there. That's good. So one quad. Next, U2. I think with U2, I want it to be the buffering around input VCA. So MVCA. So MVCA buffers, which is 1/2 quad. And then I guess I could separate this out better, but I'm not going to. And then the other half of it, I think I want to make... I'll make it the phase flipper. So I'll do M phase flip 1/2. Oh, by the way, if you want to follow the music I'm listening to, I'm currently listening to the Ridge Racer Type 4 soundtrack, which is an absolute fucking banger. So good. Love Ridge Racer, dude. Cool. So we'll do that. Then U3, I'll make that the MVCA current source. Will be 1/2 quad. And I'll make the M-res current source 1/2 the quad. So that's sorted. So then I want this to be U2. I've already gone through and organized most of the units. So the A, B stuff. It's mostly just this now. So U2, U2, U3, U3. And I am going to... I should probably do this one next. Yep. So U4, we've just gotten to... other thing, important thing. Okay, so then U4... OTA. MVCAs. U5 is our next one. It'll be here. So U5 can be SVCA buffers and the SVCA phase flip. 1/2, 1/2, a quad, op amp. And then U6 can be the current sources. So SVCA, current source, and the S-res, current source. And those will both be 1/2 of the quad. So on here, we've got U5. That's U6, which is wrong. It should be U5. This is U6. That's U5. This should be U6. Cool. Now we're into the cores here. So starting with U7. U7 is an OTA. TA, that's going to be M filter cores. Next up, U8, which is M filter buffers. She'll be 1x quad. 8, 8, 3. Nope, you should be 8. And that is a 3. That should be a U8. There's our phase flip from earlier. This should be on U2. Oh, this is really helpful. U2 for those. M-res current source is going to be on U3. Okay. See, this is why it would have made sense to separate out the current sources, because I could put all the current sources in their own hierarchical sheet and then link that up, because they only connect through one thing, through the IABC pin of the OTA, but no. I think it would be more work to reorganize than just fucking figure it out. Right? U4, that's good there. We have not started on U9 yet. I lie. U9 is the OTA for the SVCAs. I realize if you don't really know what I'm talking about, this is a completely incomprehensible mess of acronyms. Trust the process. Right. We're still in this guy. So for M frequency control, that'll be on U10. M freak control. U10, U5? Nuh-uh, U10. U5? Nuh-uh, U10. Cool. Next, S-core. U11. Again, this should be the S filter buffers, which will be 1 quad. 11, 11, 10, nope, 11, 10, nope, 11. I got a Discord ping. Oh, it's from my partner. Okay. 11 is there. Next up, U12 is going to be this OTA. That's all hunky-dory. U12 OTA for the S filt. Yep. U13. Well, we're going to need something for these buffers, and U11 is taken. No, it's not. U11 is the S filter buffers. Next thing is going to be S frequency control. Should be on U13, which it is. 13, 13, 11, 11 bad. That should be 13 and 13. Okay, so S frequency control, 1 quad, and we should say 4 OTAs, 11 quads. I'm calling them quads. For Amy, this is the that filter I showed you. It's the big stereo filter. So it's a whole thing. Absolutely the most complicated thing I've ever made. Like, no question. S phase flip should be on U5. That a fucking Pac-Man cover in Ridge Racer? Eat 'em up. I guess it is. Dude, fucking Pac-Man house right now. Next, we got U14, which is MSD code. That's easy. MS decoder. 1 quad. And global FM is going to be a U15. And that's global FM, which is going to be 1 quad. -1, because there's one I'm not using. Okay, this is a pretty terrible Pac-Man song, actually. I'm going to have to skip this one. Okay, cool. Let's go to this one. All right. That means, again, we have 11 total op amps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 OTAs. Cool. And these are all on 15, right? 15, 15, 15, 15. Cool. Beans. Save. Back to here. Update. What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck is not annotated? What are you talking about? What's the damn problem? (8C) and 8D are duplicated. Okay. That's on the M filter buffers. So on the M core, 8 is all good. What did I forget and is accidentally still assigned to 8? Was it the current sources on here? It was. Aha. So the S resonant current sources should be 1/2 of U6. 6. 6. Okay. Same. Kaikai gets mad if you have duplicates of things, which is why you should probably use the auto thing most of the time, but I'm doing this manually because I want to make it efficient. KiCad 10 is supposedly adding a thing to this, that a feature, and that makes this kind of thing easier. But KiCad 10 is not out yet, so we make do with what we got. All right, so I'm going to place things kind of where they should be. So U1 is down here. That's a good place for it, I think. I'm going to skip straight to U14, which should be down there. Let's grab U14. There it is. I'm going to put U14 there. Okay, VCA buffers and phase flips on U2, those should be physically near the OTAs I'm using for all that jazz. I'm gonna just move all these guys in the same place so I don't have to fucking worry about it. Cool. Batch U5. I remember why I flipped everything around, because this is really annoying. I wonder, should I flip everything again? I had everything on like the opposite layer, but then I flipped it, and I might flip it back again. I'll maybe just fucking flip it back. This is kind of brutal. So, select everything there. Hit F. Now everything's on the back, and these are on the front. That should be okay. I can remember. You know what, maybe I'll just do it for myself here. M core. And like huge text. So I remember. Input. This is just for me, because it's flipped around. Cool. So let me see the front fab, hide the back fab. Cool. This will be easier because the numbers are the right way around. Everything here can also get flipped around again. Cool beans. All of these guys can go together. Ugly rat's nest. So, whoops. That's U1, that's U14. I'm going to check those to say placed just temporarily. U2 should go on the M side, which is over here. Well, U4 and U7, these are the M things. Okay, so these would be the filter cores and the input VCAs. I'm going to keep that as my VCA one and that as my like main filter one. And then I'm going to take U2 and we're going to toss this over here somewhere. I half want these to be aligned, but I also know it's not that important. Like, if there's enough room for one dude there, then, like, probably okay, to be honest. We could just do, like, this. Fuck it, maybe I can get even funkier. I could do, like, a little one of these. Ooh. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's cool. VCA buffers should be near the VCA chip. Phase flip should be near here, because the phase flip switch is somewhere. I'll put it, I guess, right here. That's probably a good spot for it, right? I know you're mad about the fucking thing. Hold on. How bad is that? How bad is that to solder? That's fucking fine. That's fine. Who cares? Who cares? It's like fucking mounting pads anyways. Okay, that'll be fine. I like them being like up and down. All the right connections, maybe you have to build a puzzle without knowing shapes or the edges of the pieces. I mean, you vaguely know the shapes, but like, yeah, it's really weird. Like, it's all about kind of like optimizing. Like, you're always trying to make it the smallest possible distance between point A and B for everything. And I think that's where the like challenge comes in. And a lot of people, including myself, maybe even take that as a challenge, even if it's like not necessarily needing to be one for the sake of like performance. Like, I could probably route this pretty bad and it would still work okay. Speaking metaphorically. Yeah, no, of course. I just mean it's like, it's just like optimization, really. Pure optimization. Okay, M filter buffers are U8. That, I want to go there. Okay. Yes. See, I like this little grid thing I've made here. That's good. That scratches my brain correctly. What does that look like on the back? That looks kind of dumb, but you know, it'll work. We'll see. We'll see. This might get scooched around. This is by far the most variable part of this because, like, these op amps, I know they're going to be down here. That'll work. It's fine. How I do the filter chords is going to be weird. Because I'm, like, routing them, like, mirrored. Yeah. Oh, yeah, giant grid of passives. Yeah, I'm going to be using KiCad's pack and move command to make that a lot easier. So, if you didn't know, KiCad has this awesome fucking command called pack and move. Like, actually the best thing they've ever added. So, if I pull up my schematic again, right, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to route this bit. So, firstly, important note, anything like here that you want, like, locked, make sure it's locked. So, if I turn on the locked item shadows, see, all this shit is locked in place, not moving anywhere. And so if I go this lock, right? So then I can go into the schematic. I can like highlight a bunch of stuff I want to work with. So like, for example, if I'm doing the M current source, right, and frequency control section, I can go there. All of it will be highlighted here. If I hit P, it's totally ignored the fact that, oh, I know why. Hold on. Save, close. Open this. Sorry, I did something wrong there. That was like earlier I set it to like override the locks, which I don't want it to do. P, it overrided the locks. How do I turn that off? It shouldn't I don't want it to override the locks. I like it to unremember my choice. Oh, son of a bitch. Where is this? Formatting, constraints, cancel. Editing options. No prompt. If checked, no prompt will be shown when attempting to edit locked items. Right. You can prompt. No, you do. I do want it prompt this session. Cool. That's all good. Wasn't there something in the schematic editor where you can... Oh my god, I can change the font? What happens if I do this? Okay. What if I go back in here? Holy shit, that's crazy. So much less readable, dude. It looks kind of cool, though. But definitely harder to parse at, like, low zoom. Let me go back. Hold on. Settings. What if I go back to Nunito? I like a lot as well. Let's do not Nunito extra light. Oh, I guess that's the only one I have. Okay. Actually, that looks all right. Cool. Save, whatever. Open, update. There shouldn't be any updates. Cool. Let's see if the damn thing I was trying to get works, actually. Zoop. Up here. P. Skip locked items. Aha, there we go. So now see, look, I've got all my things for this one little chunk of the schematic in one spot. And they've been pulled out of the grid. So that's a really good tool. Anyways, hiding this. And I'm just going to skip this track because it's quite loud. Can I... How do I make this damn thing show me the fucking... What am I on? Okay. What the fuck was I doing here? Okay, right, so I got these four in. That's good. Next bit. The current sources are going to be on, for the M current sources, they're on U3. So U3, I think I want like right here because that's pretty close to where the resonance control is, and it's pretty close to where the level control is, and the level CVs, which are all gonna have to route to it. So that's good. So that's 1, 2, 3, 3 op amps that are routed for that half. The frequency controller for the M half is going to be on U10. That's the one I just grabbed here. This guy can live up here because that's where a lot of the frequency control stuff is happening. The global FM one's on U15, which can also live up there in the kind of middle. This is my asymmetrical one, basically. I kind of want the switch to be mirrored, but I'll put this guy here, and this switch can live. Maybe it lives there. That'll look bad. I think actually it living there is not too bad. Ugh, it's annoying. This dude could be here. That's not a bad shout, actually. This guy is here. This guy's here. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Let me look at that on the back. Oh, yeah. That'll be good. That's the global stuff. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everything else here is mirrored now. So bag of chips. I'm almost out of chips. I'm almost out of hummus. This hummus is really disappointing. What do those switches do? This switch back here changes the polarity of the FM knob, so secret prototype. Ooh. Basically this one here, it changes whether it's a bipolar control or a unipolar control. So if it's unipolar, then it's a 0 to 10 volt offset that's added to either M core or S core controls. And if it's bipolar, then it's going to be like middle is 0, and then to the right it adds, and then to the left it subtracts. Because I found both behaviors are pretty good, like for different things though. So like, I think if you want to do like a DJ filter type thing, you might need to do like the left-right bullshit, but I don't know. I think one way will make sense to one person and another way will make more sense to another person. So I'm just going to put it on a switch on the back. I guess it could be a front panel switch as well, but I currently have 9 front panel switches, and there's a lot of them. So like all 5 of these are invert switches for CV. I just have done bipolar because I think as well. Back panel all the way. Yeah, back panel's nice. I had them on like little like solder jumper things, the plastic jumpers before. But tiny little switches are like 2 cents at JLC. So I mean, this is a better experience. I think people, because you don't lose the little stupid things, they're hard to pull off. So no, but like the CV logic for this is quite, it's got like a whole ass like analog computer in it for all this shit, because it's like you've got cut off of one filter, cut off of the other. This is an offset, and then this is a CV in, this is the attenuator for that. This inverts that, so after it goes through this attenuator, it decides whether it's inverted or not inverted. Then that comes to here, and then for this guy, this is an offset, and then you can decide whether it's inverted before it hits this. And then also this guy can be controlled with this CV, which is then attenuated here, inverted here. So like you can set up all crazy stuff. Are those trimmers front panel accessible? Yes. So this is something new I'm doing on the last one because I got a lot of feedback. Like, I don't like back panel trimmers. I feel like it's gonna, like, they're gonna just whack off. These 3 are gonna be kind of hidden underneath the knob. Like, I'm hoping that They are, and I should actually double check that the washer doesn't fucking interrupt them. I don't think it will, but I should check that actually. Well, I have it here in front of me. But yeah, basically these are the volt per octave trimmers because there's 3 volt per octave inputs. One for either M or S core, and then one for the double because you want that calibrated as well. And then these are the initial cutoffs. So those will be not hidden, but the reason that you might want to access the initial cutoffs is because I personally, well, they're less destructive to, like, they're easier to calibrate for. The volt per octave is annoying to calibrate because volt per octave sucks to calibrate. But, like, having the initial cutoff, the idea is that it's for matching the filters because they'll be a little apart. And if you hear that, that'll always kind of sound like it's doing the crazy multi-core sweep. But if you want it to do kind of a normal sounding stereo sweep, you want those to be matched pretty closely. So those trimmers are there so you can just kind of set the initial level. And it also lets you make sure that bottom to top is like completely closed to completely open. And so I still need to do some trimming and calibrating on that for just like parts values and stuff, I think. But that is easier to do when I have the damn thing in front of me after it's been finished. Okay, so, but yes, you are correct in thinking it is a monster. It totally is. So that's 12 millimeters. So let's add a circle. With a 6 millimeter. Why is that the unit? Okay, that's, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's, okay, cool. So if that's the unit, then if I just turn the back fab on, okay, none of that should be hidden. I think that'll be perfect. Just the idea is I didn't want this guy to be hidden under the washer, but it won't be. So we're all good. All right, I can screw that guy back on. Cool. Beans. Considerations. Invert switches are the funniest thing here. We love them. Yeah, they're really great. Honestly, they're so much fun because you can just stick. I think there are 5 frequency control inputs on this. Or no, 6 frequency control inputs on this thing, and 3 of them get affected by the invert switches. And just playing with them and all the attenuators can make some really great, like, crazy swell results. So, what the fuck was I doing here now? Okay, Ridge Racer's a little loud. Righto. Onwards we go. I'm gonna toss this down here. Now, right, I was gonna mirror all this bullshit. So, U7 is the actual filter. So U12 is the filter on this side. Oh, maybe I can align this to here, or will that won't give us enough room. Honestly, it's not that many fucking things it needs on the sides there. Like, you know what? We'll just be naive and do it like that for now. And if I need to adjust it later, I can just adjust it later. Anything can be adjusted later. The annoying part is how wide this is. I've never made a module this wide. And so this is like really annoying trying to like measure shit across because it's huge. It's 18 HP. But you know, like a big stereo filter should be big, I think. Cool. This one, U2 is my VCA buffer, so U5 is the equivalent on the S side. The thing that's got me really scared about this one is that someone is going to beat me to the punch and do my idea first, which, I mean, I'd still release this thing if someone did, but I would be less happy about it. It would undoubtedly put a little bit of a damper on things. U5. Oh no, is U5 that one? I fucked that up. Put this guy here, U5, and put U whatever somewhere else. What am I doing? Where am I? Okay, U8 is my filter buffers, so that's U11 on the other side. U3 here was the current sources, so that's U6 on this side. Just aligning it to this pot, and then I'm aligning it on this side. Then U13 is our frequency control. I'm gonna just park that right there. That's all the op amps. Fucking nice. Cool. Other things we'll need. So this is the M matched transistor pair, which I'm gonna put somewhere. Probably needs to be close to the OTA. I wonder. Yeah, it's close to the volt per octave trimmer. I'll put it like here. How about that? Kind of align to that pad, and then maybe to this edge-ish. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Wait. Nah. That's covered there. I'll put this here. Oh man, I can't even fucking... These are so annoying. Wait, no, I can place stuff under these. These are on the other side. Shift. Cool. Those will go there. Some other things, I've got a couple transistors, which I don't remember what they do. Most of these are for driving current sources. So for the M current source, for the M, well, it's going to be this one and this one. So that's for the M current sources. That one's for the VCA. And this one's for the resonance. So see, that one goes on that side, and this one can go on like this side, I guess. Spam caller. They're from Indeed. They want to offer me a job. Yes, spam. Anyone else in the chat? How many surface mount dealies? Oh, symmetrical brain making decisions. Big unless you're dual dagger. How many surface mount dealies do you think can fit on the same plane as the pots? What, you mean like on this side? You could totally put loads. I mean, Ectocore, all this stuff was in between the pots and stuff. So like on the I don't have a depaneled one, but like the back of Ectocore is totally clear. Because, which ended up being really annoying during troubleshooting stuff, or anytime I had to replace like a surface mount part, but everything on there is in between the stack in the sandwich. So like the RP2040 is like, its little hearts right there, and then the ADC is like above it, and the flash is like in between these two, and like the codec is right there, I think, audio codec, and its buffer is like right there. So, no, the codec's in between these pots. Then the amp is there. and then LEDs are on a separate board. So you can do that, but it makes your life harder because it makes like trimming stuff way harder too. Like with this, as soon as you want to, like, you can go on the back and then flip it over. You don't have to pull the panel off and do all this fucking bullshit. So that's why I recommend doing that for something big like this. But if you're really crazy about making it, or you're like paranoid that something on the back is like, I don't know, get knocked or something, you could, I guess. I will have to decide what the best way to do these are. I kind of want them to be like that. And then I can kind of... Yeah. That looks pretty good. I'm realizing there's a lot of, like, I guess technically secret stuff. I should probably ask Tim if he could delete the VOD of this one. I'm definitely fine with this being more open about this, like, after it's out. The secrecy thing is, I know, stupid, but I don't know. Wait. No, that looks better. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Yeah, okay. What are these transistors for? Oh, these aren't transistors at all. These are LM4040s. This is for the power. All right, well, I'm getting ready to do actual, like, routing now. Wow, we did it. We did it, Reddit. As long as it's just your own secrets, should be fine. Most EMS spots. Yeah, that's partially why I'm doing this as well, because, like, I know no one is gonna fucking actually see this. But, you know, whatever. Cool. Power time. Power. So I got power in a separate sheet. Let's group all this jazz together. Pack and move. I love the fucking pack and move command, man. It's so good. I'm going to hide the fab layer for now because I don't like it. I probably should keep it, actually. Okay. Let's start with our caps and diodes and ferrites. Whoa. So, because this thing is on the other side, we actually do need to be mindful about its courtyard, unlike the other ones. So, I'm thinking probably gonna just keep everything in this little box here. Be good. Cool. So, ferrites on that side. Yep. Cool. Diode this a ways. We're gonna just scooch everything way in because I am gonna be space constrained as hell. We'll do a 22 there. I'm using 22 UF filtering caps as well because I just am. I don't know. I thought they would be nicer because they're bigger. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I don't want to grab those. I want to grab these. Actually, let's grab the resistors for them first. Pro tip, kids. When you're designing something and you need to pull a voltage from the rail, use a damn voltage reference. Do not reference 12 volts because it's just not sanitary. You just have no idea what that will be and if it will be 12 volts. and you don't want to pull any current from other stuff. So highly recommend. Highly recommend just using a voltage reference chip similar to this one. This is the LM4040, which is on lots of things. It's on most mutable modules or something similar. It's on all the digital ones. It'll be on most actual digital Eurorack modules in general, because everyone uses the minus 10 volt offset for like doing the like. Basically, with the minus 10 volt version of this, you can very easily make a perfect scale from 3.3 volt, or from like plus minus 5 down to 3.3 bipolar. So people use them for that. Are my power net classes set up? My power net class is set up there, but have I set up the net class in here? I haven't. So I'm gonna call this power, and I'm gonna make this 0.2 clearance, but a track width. I do 0.35 most of the time. Should be all right. And so that should mean that when we are routing these, it's like slightly bigger. That does not look. That's not right. Save, update, close. Track, use net class width. Yeah. That's not using the net class width. Power and default. Wait, what do you mean power and default? It should just be power. What is, huh? Net class power, okay. What, huh? Net class assignments. Net classes. Why is it called Power 5? Oh, because I called it Power 5? That would be why it doesn't work. Of course. There we go. And furthermore, I've been doing this recently, and it's been really helpful. Setting your nets to some colors, and I'll make that a little desaturated, maybe 180. Yeah, that's pretty good. Colors to nets helps quite a bit. Minus 10, I tend to do it's like a kind of cyan. Pull down to like a teal. That looks pretty good. And then plus 10, I will do an orange that I will pull down. I can make that a little redder. That just looks like brown. Maybe I'll actually keep these all saturated. It looks cool. Let's see how the kind of blood red looks. That should be routing it in that color. Oh, net colors. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Nah, I'll take the more saturated. It's fun. Cool. This is a very helpful tip. Here is setting these colors up. Can be a little easier to do things. But advanced techniques for Power 6. Yes, this is a technique completely stolen from Stein of This Is Not Rocket Science, who is much cleverer than I, and also a total KiCab wizard. But yeah. And you can color code any net. Like, it doesn't just have to be power. Like, I like making ground like green too. Look at that. Extreme. What do I do here? Right. Physical stack up. 4 layers, baby. So, we are using 4 layers for this. On this inner layer, I'm going to make a ground plane. I'm actually going to do ground planes on every layer, I think. If I hit B, it will look like that. But I'm going to do a ground plane here as well. Actually, we can just adjust this thing here. I want a ground plane on every layer, okay? That is a goddamn mess. That looks crazy. Can I make the ground like net like slightly? I also do ground as gray sometimes. Can be kind of helpful. Even worse. No, fuck. I needed that to be this. I'm just going to put it in outline mode anyways, so you don't have to worry about that. But let's do a slightly bluer green. Okay. B. Horrible. Now we are going to hide this. Cool. Now what that means is that if we go into a net, we like hide a layer. I can make these slightly. I can make the zones more transparent. It's much better. Basically, anything here that is supposed to go to ground, like, not that. That's like the one pot that doesn't go to fucking ground. Like this one, zoop, it's now going to ground on 3 layers. And, the reason I'm doing one on every layer is because it's for noise. Like, there's 2 kind of schools of thought here. You can either do, you want your ground plane to be as solid as possible. And when you're working in 4 layers, you also want it to be kind of insulated from things. So the idea here is you can either do full continuous ground plane in the middle, and then like maybe 2 ground planes, and then one of them has some power stuff routed over it, and then nothing on the top, no ground planes on the top, just nets. It can be okay. You can also do ground planes on every layer and then a via stitch, which will make it so that like the whole thing is like there's just a million vias on it. So all the grounds are coupled together really nicely. Because the idea is you want every like signal trace, you want to be routed under, like should be going over a ground for as long as possible. For kind of keeping the noise down, like stray noise from things happening, and coupling down as well. So you want stuff to be going over a ground plane generally. And yeah, but I've seen other things. Like I've seen some people are like, oh, only do the internal ground, and then you just tie everything that needs to go to ground like very close to that. And then I've seen other data sheets for like microcontrollers and stuff be like, oh, you should have it on both sides because it helps with like radiated emissions from the other things. Like I don't know. So if you do it on all layers, you definitely need the via stitch. If you don't do it on the other layers, you don't necessarily need the via stitch. For this, it's very easy to swap between these as well. Like, routing to ground in a 4-layer board is absolutely not a problem at all. And so, this will be very, like, straightforward for that. So, not too concerned about it, personally. But yeah, so right now I've just set that up. And it just means, like, when I want to go here, and I'm like, oh no, this guy needs to go to ground, you just do this via, boom. it's sorted. That's going to ground now. And this is just how you want to do it. And, you know, you could do this for everything, which I will eventually. Let's see how this guy's looking on the back. Oh, beautiful. I also like how continuous ground planes look over everything. I think it looks cool. So I'll do some more reading about this at some point, I think, because it still needs some more investigation. I'm also going to turn off that outline thing. Cool. What to begin with then? I guess I could start on the audio path on the input decoding, because this is pretty simple, I think. So let's just start with MS encode. That's decode. I already forgot. This is why I gotta remind myself. Let's do that. Kind of summon all of these. What the fuck? Where'd they go? Pack. No. What is happening? Over here. Pack! Skip locked items. Haha! They are packed. They have been moved. I should probably use 100Ks for all this. I don't know why the fuck I'm using 10Ks on all of these. It seems just inconsistent, but... Oh, what? It makes the input impedance fucking 10K? That's so silly. Izaak. I'm changing these all to 100K. Oh, no, wait. Am I mixing capital K and lowercase k in this schematic? Okay, I'm not. I've appeared to consistently be using lowercase k, which is bad. You should be uppercase k, but I also can't be asked to change it. Oh, gosh, I can probably do this in the properties tab, actually. Yes, I can. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. 100K. Enter. Another super pro fucking tip here. It's not that pro, actually. It's just the properties tab is cool. I haven't been using it much, but now I use it all the time, and it's awesome. Basically, I want to change everything on this from 10K to 100K, but I don't want to have to hit V on every one of them. So this little gear thing will open up the properties tab, which is over here. And the properties tab will show you various things about everything selected. But what you can do is you just shift click all of these guys. So everything I want to change, it's all those. And if they have like shared things, like you can change the references in bulk. But if they all have the same value, then I can just change this to 100K, enter. They are all now 100K. Problem solved. Save Aruski. SD code in. Where does that come from? That comes from M core out, which is here. That's fine. Just want to make sure there was no like weird stuff to ground happening. Cool. Update. It will just have changed a bunch of values. So these are all 100Ks now. Yay! I like using 100Ks more because 100Ks are cool. I should also put an EMS. By the way, if anyone wants to stream actual music, feel free to ping me. I don't want to be taking up time here if no one's whatever. Okay. Cool beans. So, I'm gonna do this guy. I did do this in the previous one as well. Let's perhaps admire my old work, which is on unified filter. I have really terrible names for these, honestly. These are my decode sectors. I should do decoupling caps for everything. Yeah, I should probably do decoupling caps. It's annoying to do, but every op-amp needs a pair of decoupling capacitors, and ensuring that you have the proper ones for each one is good. This is for U1E, which is this bad boy here. But part of them is that decoupling capacitors are completely worthless if they are not physically close to the thing that they are decoupling. So if you're, don't even bother including them if you're not going to put them right next to the thing. That's like, from teaching people, it's like the number one, like, kind of beginner mistake I see from folks that I always try and let them know that they need to fix, is that don't just bunch up all, yeah, like in terms of nets, yes, they all connect to the same place, but don't just bunch them all up in the same spot, because then that they won't do anything, because that's how they do. So these are for U3, which is there. Oh, see, we're hitting a snag here, because that's not gonna fit with that guy there. And it's not gonna fit with that guy either. Arg, my Ridge Racer. My Ridge Racer. Cool stream idea. Adminify your account when I'm not on the phone. Oh, hi. Hi, Forrestine. Fucking Queen jump scare. Oh, yeah. Queen from Deltarune I put on the other. Hold on. There's also, shit, where's my Deltarune reference? There's Queen. I made a VCF Queen, and then also I've got a goddammit Christopher the Hillary. This is really funny. I put this on like Twitter, or not Twitter, on Instagram. I was like, do you guys think Toby Fox is gonna sue me for this? As like a joke. And someone DM'd my story. It was like, I don't know, he could. Have you asked permission? It's like, no, I did not ask Toby Fox's legal team if I could put the funny dinosaur on the back of my fucking synth module. It was clearly somebody didn't know the guy, know who I was talking about, or catch the reference. But it was just the funniest thing ever. It was just like, I don't know, he could sue. Like, I guess he could. Litigious. He would think it's funny and not care. Yeah, of course he would. Does this count as merch? Because he's got like a no merch rule on some characters. Like I think it's Susie and Chris. Some of the Lightners have a no merch rule on it. I don't know. This isn't merch. This is a Eurorack module. No one's buying it because it has Deltarune on the back. Most people who buy it probably don't even know what that is. Cool. As long as I'm advertised as a Deltarune module, I'm gonna be selling this shit as a Deltarune module. Be like, oh yeah, Toby Fox approved Deltarune module. It's just like the tank from fucking chapter, everything. It's in all the chapters. Which one is this? U6. Okay. This one. Oh, I'm finally getting the good. I've just been on like racing game jazz, and it's fucking awesome. So good. I had no idea that like Gran Turismo had such a great soundtrack. I never really played any of these games as a kid. I think I had the first Gran Turismo on my original Xbox, and I did not play it much at all. I remember, what was it? Maybe it wasn't Gran Turismo. It was maybe Forza on the original, like the Xbox, the first one. But I had fucking like, it was a double disc, and it had like Forza, and then it had Jet Set Radio. And I really wanted to play Jet Set Radio. And I didn't really know what it was at the time. Or Jet Set Radio Future, sorry. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I really like the cover art for it. It was so cool. And the Jet Set Radio half of the disc was fucking scratched and wouldn't work. And so I never got to play Jet Set Radio. I know I would have loved it because I got like Bomb Rush Cyberpunk recently, which is kind of like a spiritual successor to it, and it's like the best shit ever. It's so fun. So like, yeah, Annoyars right there. I always wanted to play it, but didn't get the chance. But I sure did get one of the racing games. I think it was. I want to say it was Gran Turismo, or not Gran Turismo. I want to say it was Forza. Trying to play it in a Dreamcast emulator. Yeah, I think the original game, from what I've seen, it looks kind of rough. I would highly recommend Bomb Rush Cyberpunk if you want something kind of similar, but with like more modern controls. Because Bomb Rush is also not that hard, and the music is fucking great. They got some really good ones. Disclaimer about graffiti being illegal. Yeah. I think they got in some trouble about that, because you spend the whole game like beating up cops. It's awesome. I like video games where you can beat up a police officer. I probably shouldn't be saying that on a live stream. Twitch is going to take me down for saying that. I don't want to get EMS struck down. EMS does not condone anything that Izaak Hollander says. He's just a little guy. Ah, fuck. This is not aligned right, is it? Middle is not working right. Hold on. 10.75. 10.75. Huh? These are not aligned then. 20. 19. Aha! Ah, okay. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Naughty switch. Aha! There we go. 20. Nice. It's the thing with these, like, you gotta be strict about your grids, man. You gotta be strict about your grids. What does the module do? Forestine, it is a crazy-ass stereo filter that I have been working on for a very long time. And I cannot wait for it to be out and real. But I added a bunch of features. Basically, I got a V1. I'll show the V1 here. Hold on. Whoa, that's the V1, V0, alpha version. It says alpha at the top. It's called Lithops. Wow. This version works, like, fairly well. It only needed kind of some minor revisions before it was, like, you know, totally good. But, I feature creep hit, and I added a bunch of stuff to it, and that has required me to basically reroute it completely from scratch, which is fine. I like doing that. But I added resonance CV and input VCAs, and you'll be pleased to know as well, it is a dual SEM. This is the stereo SEM filter, so you know. Sem sickos.gif. The creep will do that. Yeah, it's easy to fall into. I don't think it's always necessarily a bad thing. People like to be like, oh no, feature creep, stop. But it's not scope creep. Like, I think the module is still doing what the initial, like, the idea of it always was. These features are more because they were really fun. Like, I found myself, I always had it patched with the VCA in front of it or behind it. And so I put some VCAs on it because they're nice. They are pre-filter VCAs instead of post-filter VCAs, which is also funky because I'm realizing I like post-filter VCAs more. But adding a pre-post switch is kind of complicated, I think. I think I would need... Well, I could do it with a double pole switch, but I don't want to, really. I think just keeping it as input VCA, it makes more sense for a filter. Because it's good for the kind of ringing bit that you can get out of it. CV res is so rare for some reason. Well, the reason, I do know the reason, if you want the secret scoop for why CV res is hard, is because like CV cutoff is like it's a necessity, right? Like you have to have a CV cutoff. But if you want to do CV resonance, it requires that you add an extra VCA in the design. And so and adding an extra VCA is often kind of complicated, like kind of hard. Especially because a lot of filters, like on the Passy Cell, for instance, I encouraged Dan to put one on the CV res on there, and he was like, I would, but the thing is, any VCA circuit would be almost as big as the original Passy Cell circuit. So he's like, okay, I'm not going to do that. And he's designed it in a way that it's easy to patch it up with your own external VCA, but you know, doing it on the module is not an option as of you know until he makes a V2 or something like that. So the reason I added it in here, part of the reason I added the input VCAs as well, is because the way that I'm doing the VCAs here is that I'm using these OTA chips, these LM13700s, and these have 2 OTA cells, and each OTA cell can be used as a VCA. And I was already using 2 of them as the cores for the filter, so the actual integrators for doing the CV control. But if I just add 1 extra OTA per filter, so previously there were 2 of these, 1 for each filter. Now there are 4 of them, 2 for each filter, and 1/2 of it does the input volume VCA, and the other half of it does the resonance VCA. So yeah, I could probably make this a lot smaller if I used the 2164, which is the quad VCA chip that everyone puts in things. But I haven't done that because I like being able to advertise that it's OTA themed, because people go crazy when they hear that. They're like, oh, OTAs, it's like Roland, man. It's like the vintage Roland. But also, they just sound kind of cool. I mean, they're kind of shitty. The 13700 especially is terrible noise. You have to attenuate the signal like a crazy amount before it goes into it so it doesn't clip. And like by like 100 times attenuation, you have to bring down the level. And that makes it so that the signal, like the noise floor, is really, really bad for them. But the noise floor and the kind of distortion that they add is sort of like desirable now. So, and it's fun. You know, like the VCA in this is like not a hi-fi VCA. It's kind of a vintage style VCA. And yeah. Now, there is a new version of this OTA chip that's going to come out. Gaslighting myself believing it's Roland. Yeah. Well, I mean, gaslight yourself into believing it's Oberheim, because it is an Oberheim filter. But the fucking what was it? I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh wait, what the hell? Oh no, is there no? I forgot to add this. How remiss of me. Hold on. I forgot to add a power unit for my extra thing here. U12, U14, yeah, U15. Save. Up here. Please don't get mad at me. Why do you need why? Why? What is wrong? What is wrong? Sorry, there's no power unit for U15E, but it's flipping its shit for some reason. There's also no power unit. No, there is a power unit for U12. What's the problem here? It says 2 U15s. Why? There isn't a thing here for the U15 either. Oh, I need a B and a D for U15. No, that's for the OTAs. That's fine. What am I doing wrong here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3, 15. 15. Yeah. They need power 5. They do. What's the problem? Is it these capacitors? Those were auto-annotated. What is your issue? I swear to God, this is fine. Are there multiple C53s for some reason? No, it doesn't appear. Ah, that's an LM13700 one. Aha! That would be it. There we go. Save. Update. Cool. Well, I added 2 capacitors. Cool. Yes. Okay, let's pull this down a little bit. I'll have y'all know I went to great lengths to make sure that this is almost a perfect equilateral triangle because I really wanted it to be an equilateral triangle. That was very important to me. I don't know why it's not updating the colors on there. Ah, there we go. Little bug where it doesn't show everything. Okay, almost done with decoupling capacitors. I know this is boring as hell. LM13700s. Here are 2 for U4, which is right there. I think with these, let me see. Are these close enough to the edge that I can place a thing safely? I think that'll be okay, probably. If that throws up a DRC error, then I'll be sad. No, see, it's the copper is not at the edge. It's fine. It's fine. And because we're not using these buffers, we can just put those there without obstructing anything. How nice. How wonderful. These are probably going to get scooched in later. Zoink. U12 goes hereabouts. Keep the spacing consistent. Oh, I didn't have these. I want these like middle of the pad aligned to here. Ish. Yeah, ish is fine. Good enough for me. We're just gonna boop, 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 and boop. Cool. And now I just gotta do these on U9 here. Zerp. Yeah, here we go. It's aligned-ish. Also aligned-ish. Cool. Boop. 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 All right. Is that all of them? I see another pair right here. Ah, no, U14. I forgot. Are those 100 NF or PF? Those are 100 NFs as well. What are those for? Ah, wait, there was one more OTA. What the hell? I just totally forgot about that little OTA. I'm so sorry, buddy. Don't flip, please. All right. If anyone wants to follow along with the music I'm listening to, I'm on Gran Turismo Sessions, music similar to the GT OST, by Hieroglyphics on YouTube. I am not streaming the copyrighted music for fear of, but I was gonna try and set up like something to see if I could like YouTube integrate it, so it'd be like now playing. Which I probably could do if I had like another window, but I feel like I need another monitor for that because I'm using both of my monitors pretty much entirely here because I need them for looking at the schematic and looking at this, and if I want to look at the chat as well. I'm trying to take a look at the chat, so I've got it open whenever I can, just so I don't miss any messages from y'all. Boom, 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 doom, just because I'm sure this stream looks kind of weird, just being completely like deathly silent. So if you're listening to this, feel free to put on some music. All right, cool. We've made a pretty good dent into our grid of passives there. I could do power next. It's not a terrible idea, actually. Yeah, probably should. Okay, we're just gonna do power. Okay, so power on this is really simple because it's a 4-layer board, which is nice. Firstly, anywhere where there's power, I'm going to do a via. That just goes down to wherever it needs to go. Like that. And the idea is I'm going to use one of my inner copper layers as a via layer, or as a power layer, basically. So that's where the power will live. Yeah. I don't know. There's not really that much else to say about it. It's pretty easy. And we'll do it with all these minus 10 volt, plus 10 volt reference bits as well. And here, where we're actually sourcing the damn power, that will come here. Put that there. Put that there. 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 I'm being kind of persnickety about where I'm putting these, but you definitely don't need to be persnickety about where you're putting these. I'm very particular. The other thing is that the routing of these two sides is in theory mirrored, but in reality gonna be probably a little different because stuff like this is annoying to place consistently. Like, look at that! This is not even wanting to place consistently. That's just why. Like, I don't even understand. I can do that, I guess. Every op-amp has 2 power inputs, though. 'Tis how the world works. And we're using both of them on everything because we are using Eurorack, which has a bipolar supply. Cool. That looks pretty good. Oh, wait, I forgot about these. I forgot about these as well. A little popcorn stuck in my teeth. I went and saw a movie yesterday. I saw 2 movies the days before. So, lots of popcorn for me. Right. This will be very straightforward. We just link all these guys. I forgot Via's. There will probably be some crossing over that happens here because I'm going to be really lazy and just kind of do this the way that immediately comes to mind. My blue ones will go kind of like this. Bloop, bloop. If I wanted to be nicer about that, I could do this. Now this is where the colors you might want to turn off for a second. Yeah. This makes things easier. But the reason I'm not really being too careful about anything that's going through any of these is because it's not an internal layer, so nothing's ever really gonna even, it's just not, doesn't matter that much how it's placed, because nothing else will be on this layer, basically. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Hey. Well, maybe I'll do that first. That, of course, blocks this on all sides. Not ideal. There's going to be some crossover at some point here. That's fine. Boop, 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 boop. Put that there. Link this to there. Just got these two now. One can go, I'm gonna go over that because that's one of the few places we're gonna need that. And I'll do one more jump over. And then we can also do our blue, our light blue here, plus 10 volts. Yikes. Okay, don't do that. Pull this down. All right, because the minus 10 goes to all the frequency control. That's a plus 10, I didn't even realize. So we're still gonna need to make it up there. Let's do a tiny little bridge. Oh wait, wrong layer, maybe? Oh, that's the right layer. All right, that's good. Minus 10, we're still gonna need a little help here, I think, as well. I need a little gap here. And then, oh, well, we can go through there. Not like that, though. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down. Cool. I believe that is all power routed, other than this single resistor, which goes to God knows what. Oh, that'll be for this. Okay. No, that makes sense actually. There's gonna be another one of those somewhere. Where else? There it is. Whoa, spin. This is really easy though, because it'll just go like that. Cool. You know, while we're here, I might as well just do a little one of those. Looks like a subway map. Yeah, it does. With the colors especially. It's not always, doesn't always have the colors, but on a big complicated board like this, I like them quite a bit. Cool. Let's hide the colors for a second just to see what's going on here. Yeah. How are we looking on here? Nothing, because we're running entirely on internal layers. We're getting there though. That's a little close for comfort. I think these could be scooched. Oh, fucking, hold on. Why did I log these? These don't need to be logged. I see why it's so close. How will they fit, like, right here? I know it's shorting a million bajillion things. Also not ideal placement for this switch. Is this better or worse? Worse, it's right at the power connector. Honestly, if there's a little overlap between those, it's not the end of the world. Besides, this is a ground point, so actually it's totally fine. Not to fret. Wow, I moved it a whole quarter of a millimeter. So brave and controversial. This is annoying me though. Why, KiCat? Why are you dragging the net like that? Please. Okay. Build zone fills. All right. I'm actually doing some better design habits here, because normally I don't behave and route all my power first, which you should do. You should route your power first. Cool. Now we're ready for actual stuff. So let's do this guy. I'm gonna hide this internal layer because what? That is not on the right layer. This is why you guys sometimes you gotta bounce between these things. Oh shit! It's not on the right layer because it can't get to the right layer unless I go that way, which I can. That is also not on the right layer. Should just be like that. Cool. Hide. This is also just not routed up to here. Okay. Now it is. Wahoo. So, I've hidden that layer. I'll hide my middle layer as well, and we'll start routing. This is going to be on the encoder section. We're going to need this guy right here, which I want nearby. So I might swap some of these around. I think I'm going to do LR. So D should be L in. Swap. And then C should be R in. Swap. And then A should be, I think, probably, that's the M core, right? It's probably M out. Should be A. So, swap. Cool. Save. So what I'm doing here is I'm just swapping op-amp units, which will basically just make it so that different op-amps, why I shouldn't have routed any of those. That was a mistake on my end. I'm going to have to delete a bunch of those now. But yeah, cool. So this guy can go there. Cool. And then R3, which is the feedback resistor, can go here. Right next to him. Very polite. Cool. Is that too close for my liking there? Probably. Let's scooch. No, it's not actually. These can be really close together too. There's no reason they can't be like right up against each other. Tell you guys, this Gran Turismo music is great. I wish I could stream it. Yeah, what am I doing here? Put those two there. I might hide the fab layer. It's kind of annoying. And then we've got two feedback resistors and a cap. Not that one. Where's the cap? It's there. Maybe these could be, not really, no. Those couldn't really be there. I guess they could go like this, because, no, then I'm making that. Nah. I'll do the capacitor on the outside. Can I scooch this in between these? Not easily. Can I get a via there, route that around. Via down from this one, can via up and go like this. And then we'll need to going to do a similar thing on the other one, but with the addition of some other shit. Like this. I think it'll be easier to have the right on the left and the left on the right. Here. Like this, and then I can just go, whoops. So left, boop, right can go down. Yeah, that's easy. Ah, come on now. Oh, is a keep out zone? Fucker. Yeah, okay. That's not too bad. Oh, I have to swap these. Whoops. Right, because plus is there and minus is there. Whoops, boop, boop. But coming off the plus, there needs to be a couple other things. Because we got these two guys go to ground. Because I'm dividing this signal by 2. Annoyingly. Let's do all this stuff as well. Squooch. That's the cap on the outside. Witcha. Let's pull that down a little. Still not quite understanding why this via won't drag that way, but it's not the end of the world. This guy is gonna need a via. Come on. Why is it? It's like refusing to. It's like a little zone there or something. It's totally flipping out at. Why? What's wrong? What are you afraid of? Oh! That would be it. I had this layer hidden. Shit. Okay. I was like, what am I not seeing? It's because I hid it. Uh-huh. Jesus. This is the problems that can be introduced by routing your power first, is it can goof with your other routing. Chat paused due to scroll. Wow. Just keep saying welcome to the chat room like 10 million times to me. It's kind of funny. I guess I'll just leave these guys here. Not really any harm. Cool. Right, these are in the feedback loops of either output. The best place to put these is probably going to be here. Makes sense to me. The only annoying thing to route to is going to be this one. But even then, it's maybe one by a... Okay. Delete that. Cool. This is almost routed. What's still missing here? M encode out. Ah. These need to go to here, of course. That's a pretty simple operation on that side. This side I'll do it like this. Now these guys still need some attention, but do that a little later. There's loads of room down here, so I'm not too worried about anything that's kind of may or may not be getting in the way. Yeah, should be okay. All three. Very nice. I am going to do reference designators for this. I know there's absolutely no room, and if we look at the other one, I think I left a lot more room in between things. Well, kind of. I don't know. That's still pretty spaced apart. This is very dense. I'm actually worried this is going to be difficult to troubleshoot. It maybe doesn't need to be quite that dense. Might not need to be, actually. Let's redo that. Oh, Kyle is now playing Factorio. That is Signal Sounds, Kyle. That is playing Factorio. I will note. 4 people are watching. Wow. Got an audience. It's okay. For anyone who also just like winced seeing me delete all that shit, don't worry about it. It's what you gotta do. The way the game is played, I just want to leave a little more room because I'm being overly claustrophobic with my routing. And it is going to be annoying later. I know that much. So I think that's going to be the kind of gap I leave between things. That is obnoxious. Because I don't want to move these further. I guess I could do that, but... I can move this up, but it's perfectly in the center here. You know what I could do? I'm gonna actually make my life easier here. Is like one of these moves. Ooh, okay. Now he's cooking. Yeah, because then I could just do like left on the top and right on the bottom. Uh-huh. Now you're thinking in 2 dimensions. Revolutionary. Yeah, that looks a lot better to my eye. And then these guys can kind of come up a little more. And then that can go there. So these can go a little to the side, a little to the left, a little to the right. Oh, yes, much, much better. And then these can be kind of spaced out down there. I wonder if there's people saying things in YouTube chat. I mean, they shouldn't be, because that's illegal, but it's possible. What is this line to? That's line to there. Okay. Yes, that's much better. Notification on my phone. If you were a Catan tile or corner location, what would you be? Brick. I'd be a brick port. In case anyone was curious. It's the best port. It's the brick. The wheat port's okay too. I mean, sometimes the wheat port is better, arguably, but brick port has a funnier sounding name. Oh, that's much better. That means if I try and reflow one of these, like, I mean, it's still gonna hit all of them, but Wait. That guy's still there. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll do like that, and then do a little like that, and then do one of these, and then do one of these. Ooh, see, we're creating conflicts here. Little bit tricky it's getting now. Not to worry. I'm an expert. Pro gamer move right there. I'll do that there. Hit that. Let's get it with the, ooh, no. Nah, yeah. Ooh, good stuff. Much less of a clean route than the last one was. Nope. Idea. Pull that to there. V there. Ha. Cool. It's hunky dory. Now we just need to route these things to their respective spots. Ah. I dropped a crisp. Blah. All right. Input encoding section. Finished. Hey, wait. Hold on. Something fishy is going on here. Wait. I goofed a hierarchical pin. MVCA in. It's not called that. M. Save. Save. Update PCB. Good. Okay. I was almost just the victim of a bad copy paste there. Whew. That would have meant that the normaling wouldn't have worked. Glad I copied it. Caught it. I don't know what the hell this little guy is. Alright. We soldier on. Am I ready to start working on actual audio input stuff? Let's do the MSD code as well. Because this is almost a complete rehash of what I just did. But a little different. Okay. God damn. How do I do it on here? Something silly. What the snack? My hot tape is crisps is hard to say. Too many consonants. Abnormaling. Sorry, forcing I just saw that. The snack is lightly sea salted crisps. I agree, crisps is harder to say than chips. But yeah. These are almost completely flavorless, and I'm really not happy I got the lightly salted. Normally like a low salt can be nice, but I also got some red pepper hummus, which was also kind of flavorless. This has been a very plain snacking experience. And by snack, I mean the only food I have eaten today. I'm gonna have a big dinner though, so it'll be fine. It'll all balance out. I'm gonna swap those. And then for this one, that's the right, that's the left. So I want the right on the left, which means I want D to be the right out, which is what it is. Right. Mm-hmm. Now what I could do for this, if I'm smart, which I am, so I'm going to do it, is I could go doot 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 doot. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Up, boop, boop. Command D to duplicate. And now I can scooch kind of this like group over here and just position them exactly where they were positioned on the other thing. And now I can use the swap command to swap these with the correct parts. And they'll be in the exact same place. I don't have to worry about placing them. I just have to worry about swapping them right. So, like the ones that were like internal left. That's in mid, so swap. And then we kill the extra one because we don't, you can't have clones. It's like the Star Trek fucking. Well, whoops. And then on the right side. It's the mid one. It's the side one. Boop. We got 5 people here now. Sorry this stream is so quiet. I should like put some like ambient synthesizer music of my own on. But I've been listening to like Gran Turismo like house. So it's not the most interesting thing, and I apologize for that. I invite anyone watching this stream to put on their own music to replace the lack of music in here. Oh, I should have checked these were the right sides. I don't know if they are. Which one is this? Actually one for the right, which is on the left, which means I did it perfectly the first time, and I am the greatest to ever do it. Okay. Swap. Swap. Now I'm going to do this a lot more, this exact same swap thing, for the filters. Filter core, because this is like the mid-side part. But that's a problem for later. That's the U4. These are the C ones. These are the D ones. The C units on the right. So I'll just toss those there, and these are the top ones. So the top ones, this one goes to C19, which is this guy. So these two swap, this one's gone. These two swap, this one's gone. And then this and this, swap, this and this, swap, these two delete, this and this, swap, this and this, swap, these two delete. Then these will be routed purely based on convenience, but I want this one on top here. And this guy, lastly, will go kind of here-ish. I don't know how I actually placed the other one. Was it just like on the edge? I guess it was. Were those kind of centered on the same? Yeah, they were. Does that look kind of normal? No, you know what looks normal is this maybe? Is that how I did it on the other one? Yeah. Whoa, don't do that. I didn't even hit that one. Okay, and then we'll do boop, 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 boop. Oh, these come from the capacitors. Okay, interesting. Where's the other one? What the hell? Wait, huh? SD code comes from a capacitor, but MD code... What? 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 Ridiculous. I will not stand for this. M-core output should be pushed through a film cap, and so is the S-core output. What fucking gives? Okay. That one goes to MD code. Does this one also go? Oh, S core out. Right, it's just named weird. No, it's not. It's just not going to the right place. Oh, S core in and S core out are swapped. That indeed would do it. I gotta read through this thing closely. I was like, oh man, I really shouldn't trust my old work for this. And I am proving, that is proving to be correct. I shouldn't trust my old work because this is not right. Also, these are all marked as inputs. I can't be fucking bothered. Let's just update that, please. Okay, thank you. Which are my output ones? C12 is one output, and then the other one is C18. So C18 and this one should swap, and SD code in should be on the other side. These two should swap. Why? Okay. That'll be coming from whatever we need. Cool. In the meanwhile, oh, yeah, I'll just do that. Honestly, I am so down for easy. Easy is an option. So this one can be swapped to match this. This is where we're gonna need to get in some layer changing. A little bubble. Aha. Doot. Why didn't I do that on the other one? Is there just no reason? There was just no reason. Okay, well, it's done now. That's not hard. It's that is the tricky connection here. Even that, though, is really not that bad. I just gotta do a little one of these, and then I gotta pull this guy, like, in. And then I gotta pull this guy in. I gotta pull this guy in again. Maybe it's enough room? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Just sneak on by. They'll never suspect a thing. The routing police. Sorry if it sounds like I'm completely delirious. I have been doing this all day. I should probably take a break soon, but I've made some fantastic progress, so there ain't no rest for the wicked. So it goes. Cool. Let's just route these guys to their respective thingamabobs. You go to there is a no-brainer, and this one could probably be on this layer and just zoop straight to there. Also kind of a no-brainer. Oh, hey, come on, there we go. All right, let's see how that looks on the viewer. Oh, look at that, nice and symmetrical. How wonderful. We are getting through it, friends. We are getting through it. Need to figure out where to put the text for these phase flip switches, because I mean, I can put them above and below that, phase flip, but then I'm going to need... Also, the silk screen right now is going to be a complete nightmare. I will change it later. Any movement in the chat? Izaak the Greatest. You should make a Gran Turismo-inspired synth patch that you can play in the background. That is a good call for... Sorry, I'm just now, like, seeing this. I should. That would be good. I really like... I've been listening to kind of, like... I guess it's called Rally House, sort of. But it's just very chill, like, jazzy kind of house stuff. Which is really nice. And I like it a lot. But it requires, I think, some more active performance. Okay, what's the next thing on the agenda? I could route these little current source guys. How many parts is that's kind of a lot of parts, actually. I might not have enough room. I've maybe not given myself enough space around these to do the full current sources. Because these have, let me see. Per thing, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts, including these transistors. Be 7 things on this half here. It's not impossible. Yeah, I can probably do that. Let's try it. Packarooski? Don't. Why did it do that? Packer. It did it again. Lock. Pack. Skip the locked items. That's what I wanted. Okay. I think I want D and C to be swapped in this case, actually. Am I doing this for the resonance source right now? I want the resonance one to be on the outside, I think. Oh, it's going to be really annoying. I'd like this to be A. And then I want this to be B. And then I want the top one to be D. And I want this one to be C. Okay, cool. Oh, all these parts I grabbed were from the resonance part, huh? That's funny. And annoying. My own damn fault there. Pack. I know it contains locked items. Skip said locked items. Lock this. All right, we have to invert the resonance CV as it comes in because the resonance is backwards in this circuit because that's how state variable filters work. Because the resonance response is produced from the damping in the feedback loop rather than the amplification, it means that you need more damping for less resonance, which means that you need to invert whatever you're going to do for that. D1K. Ah, right. So this is the output pin. This will then need to zoom into here. And this is where we do all this feedback stuff. We've got a cap and a diode in this feedback loop here. I'll do the cap here because it's smaller. I'll do the diode next because it's bigger. And then I'll bring this transistor down. Yeah. Cool. And then I'll need this 3.3 kilo ohm thing. And then this 1K can come off that pin. Beautiful. And then just go down. And then the only other part of this is this 100K, which actually comes off the level pot. So it can probably just be like on the level pot here. That's easier. And then this 100K, which I definitely want close to the inverting thing, can just live right there. That's pretty compact, actually. What does that look like on the viewer? Yeah, so it's that little right there. I guess I could kind of layer it more inwards if I wanted it. The only thing is I kind of want to stuff both of these like very neatly together. So like I used to replicate this on this side, for example. The problem I run into immediately is the fact that all the power stuff is in the way. And that lack of symmetry is going to bother me. It's going to bother me a lot. So, okay. In what is purely an aesthetic choice that will make my life harder, let's change this. Okay. The hard part is the transistor. The Fool label keeps making me laugh. I'm glad. Racing games have great soundtracks. F-Zero for the SNES. Yeah, F-Zero's got a fucking awesome soundtrack. Yeah, God, I'm trying to think of other ones that are really good. Ridge Racer and Gran Turismo have been what I've been listening to today. And they both kick ass. Oh, that looks nice. I like that. Actually a lot there. These can even come in a little closer, but then we're getting to silly levels. I can fit that guy in there. I can fit this diode here, and then if I fit this to right there, it's actually not even terrible from a functionality perspective. In fact, it might make more sense to have these kind of pointed down. Kind of pull these down, and then yeah, a really good SNES soundtrack I was listening to the other day was Pilot Wings on the SNES. Has some fantastic songs in it. It's so good. There's like some really groovy stuff. It's like a jazz fusion album that they've put in. I mean, a lot of Nintendo music's like that, I guess. Oh, yeah. I played like the crazy remake they did on the 3DS many years ago, Pilot Wings Resort, which is like kind of one of my favorite games ever because the premise is so simple. It's literally just you fly around in a cool plane while chill music plays, which is awesome. But Pilot Wings on the SNES, I think, is the precursor to that, but it just has a fantastic. You should, yeah, look up some of the Pilot Wings. Light Plane is the really good sound, is the really good like song from that game, and it's also in Smash Bros. I think, yeah, probably. I don't know. But like just awesome. It's great. It's so like funky and groovy and good. And the vocal mix of Light Plane from, so it's because they included some of the music from Pilot Wings SNES in Super Smash Brawl or Ultimate or both of them. But the point is, the takeaway is that there's a remastered like version of the Light Plane theme with a vocal mix with these kind of like 60s style like ba da ba like vocals, and it is so good. It's ridiculous how good it is, and I love that it exists. I know I was just like getting on my own case about making things too close together. That looks pretty normal actually there though, just because those diodes are little baby diodes. Little babies. That's that 100K. Dude, they got... This sounds like fucking Thundercat on this Gran Turismo track. I don't understand why they have done this. It's amazing. Wait a minute. How does that look? That looks awesome. Hell yeah. This is legitimately the best track that's happened so far. What is this? 132. Oh, is this like the last? Mike Lindup. Time to Let Go. This is awesome. It does sound a lot like Thundercat. Like, it does just sound like a Thundercat song. Which is awesome, because I fucking love Thundercat. Oh no, my music is over. I need to change it. Hold on, I'm at a critical point here. Yes, that's much better. In fact, I can just go straight to there. Cool. All right, let's see. What's next on the YouTube? Flamingos is pretty nice. I'm beginning to run out of steam, if I'm honest. I guess let's do the MVCA next. Don't delete that part. What am I doing? That guy will have to make a little bit of a journey, but that's okay. This will come from the output. But really, this could come from way over here. I mean, I guess that's actually kind of a node that might pick up some SNR, so maybe I should keep it like this. This is going to be quite a tangle, I think. I'm thinking... Similar situation here. Yeah. This guy should go into there like that. But then we need to do the whole limiter section and this output, which is kind of a lot. Needs to fit though. My diodes can go together. It's probably a smart way to do this. And then there's the way I'm going to do this. I think I put the phase flipper in here, didn't I? That is exceptionally weird of an idea. I was going to put the phase flipper right there, and then the PCA part. Ugh. I don't want... That will make more sense, though. No, maybe it won't. Maybe the phase flipper goes up here. Well, then this switch can, like, fuck off to up here, which will be, like, way fucking easier to deal with. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. I'll be in a less precarious place to solder. Yeah. And it'll give me more room down here for... I mean, I don't really need more room down there, but... Let's check the chat. Has anyone said anything? Whoa, wow. From Sonnen Gutra. Hi, Sonnen Gutra. What the hell was I even doing here? No. Right, so I still want this. This comes from OTA output, so that can go like there, probably. Maybe there's a more appropriate place. This 100K. Oh, see, well, that's nice and organized there. Except for the fact that diodes are completely out of the way from where they're supposed to be. What is U8D? Is that U8? That's U8. Right, so this is like the buffer input spot. I'm beginning to think it should be up, like oriented. And then this could be down. And then these can stay here. But then could be flipped. No, maybe. I guess I could pull those in. They look a little awkward there, don't they? Not really, it's pretty tight. Nah, they'll be fine. Let's just give this a preliminary route then. This would be really not fun on 2 layers. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's not too bad. See. A fool too. Yeah, mood. This is another feedback loop part. I guess I'm just getting into the filter now, huh? Kind of roughing everything out here. This is all very, like, not final. I feel like the placements of anything here. I know that's close to the panel hole, but how close? Come on, it's fine. It's fine. No fear. One fear. It's a deep cut for y'all. Okay. Actually, I should do these core by core. Core 1. I want this to be on the left, I think. That makes sense to me that it would be on the left. I also hate how that is. This Flamingosis album is great. Super groovy. A groovy thing. Ding, bing, 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 bing. Lots of stuff here. Right. Am I going to swap these units? Then pull 1, pull 2, and then around. That makes, like, sense. I guess you could go out, pull 1, pull 2, and then, like, around. I should swap them. This is a very important part here. This capacitor in particular is super important. That is the actual integrator cap that does the actual filtery bit that is oh so important in, you guessed it, a filter. Yay. Losing my mind. How do I do these? Yeah, like up and down. You know, I like this green and red kind of thing I've got going here. It feels like it's watermelon flavored PCB. Bet that's what it would taste like if you licked it. Try it at home. Do try it at home. Please. It's my special request. I guess these could be like that. How's that look? I don't know. I don't like it. Weirdly don't mind that, but it's still not gritty enough. I need it to be like a grid. The other thing to consider is that I want this is going to have to be basically symmetrical on the other side, and I really don't have room to fuck around on the other side, unlike on this side, of which I have ample room to fuck around. Let's place this, because this guy definitely needs to be on top. Okay, maybe I'll do this weird little asymmetry thing. I guess there's nothing wrong with this coming down, like... Oh no, is this is aligned to that pot? No, it really shouldn't. Okay. Alternatively, this could come up. And then this could come up. And then this could come up. That's like 4. That's a nice little unit there. So then if I did that on this one, pack and move. So this is my C0G, which needs to go hereabouts. What's this? This is the first 220, and specifically though, that's the one that goes to the inverting input, which is here. That's the output inverting. So inverting one, which is C53. So this one's equivalent would be 64. God, the fab layer things, I just don't like keeping them on because they're so huge. Like most of the time, they make a lot of sense. But just when you're on this scale... I mean, this isn't even really as small as it could get. I could be doing this in 0402 size, but I'm not doing it because it's scary. And actually too small. Okay, so this guy, probably... Well, these are connected, aren't they? Oh, yeah, let's just put them in like that, then. They can kind of be centered. Be little buddies here. Look at that. Oh, come on now. There we go. That's looking good. Love that. Love that. So I'm thinking maybe phase flip goes up here. Buffer, 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 input, and then we keep the VCA there. And then we can stick the input stuff here. That's the way to do it. Okay. Let me grab all my things. So that's already there. So this is not that many things either. It's like maybe 4 parts. Pack. Yeah, so these will kind of go like here. Just however they will lay. I don't know. Really, I'll need to reorganize the units of this. And then the phase flipping stuff is how many parts? 1, 2, 3. 3? 3 resistors. Those can go kind of up. Whoa. This corner, and then these, this is a second feedback loop. The output of this will come from one buffer, go to another buffer. So I'm thinking We could put them here. Kind of like that or something. And then like these guys can go kind of like up here or whatever. Like that one will come up one pin, and then this one will come up one pin, and then it'll be like awesome. And that's our filter core, like mostly routed. Woof, that is dense. It's really funny because there's just going to be these super dense spots of stuff, and then there's going to be huge stretches of PCB that are almost entirely unoccupied with things. Is Clover still at work? Oh, I think they are. Okay, I need to decide on how I'm going to position this. So the phase flipper is 2, so yeah. Oh, that's really annoying that there's gonna be like one of the buffers is for a jack that's down here. I guess that was my thinking with this being here. Guys, it's been 3 hours. I think my brain is starting to break. So I may need a break here. We're doing good, but I'm just gonna leave a note to myself here and say, just on user drawings, next to do, right, yeesh, reorganize filter op amp units. Yeah, doink. Cool. That is my note for myself for next time. I think for now, though, my ass needs a break. Well, thank you everyone for spending this lovely 3 hours with me, watching me route this top secret module. I guess it's not that secret because you can see all of the guts, but yeah. Tim, if you are seeing this at the VOD stage, maybe don't save this one. I'll put it on another thing. Like, it's fun that it's here, but, I don't know. I mean, you could put it up. Just don't mark it, like, as a thing. Just say, like, Izaak the Great. Thank you. I'm already copying it and selling it to someone else. Of course. Sonnen got who are you in the Discord? Or in the Discord? I'm not sure who. Or is that Amy again? I don't think it's Amy again. Something got wrong. No, it's not. Who are you? Show yourself. I'm quite new. I just joined. Oh, the DCOE go. Okay, well, welcome. Yeah. Regardless, holy shit. Yeah. Whatever. See you guys later. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.